Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of One Piece Burning Blood. Almost said character guides. Interesting. This is actually a tactical analysis video. So this video is about sniping. Now sniping is, or when used in my terminology, is basically to knock out one of your opponent's characters when they're not actually in the game. So how can I say this? Bench characters. Yeah, sideline characters is a better word for it. Sideline characters. So it's knocking out your opponent's sideline characters. There's only 2 characters in this game that can do this, but 3 characters in the game that can actually perform switch outs. That's Blackbeard, Kuma, and Akainu. Blackbeard and Akainu are 3,000 points, while Kuma is 2,000 points. Now, Blackbeard and Akainu are the only characters that can actually switch out your opponent and actually get a snipe, while Kuma just switches out the opponent and doesn't really do much afterwards. But technically, I guess you could say Kuma can technically snipe, but whatever. Okay, so that's actually really cool. We can talk about that in a minute. After I get done with everything. So let's talk about Kuma real quick. So Kuma's switch out is where you like to travel. It's a very slow move. It's especially unique, and it will switch out the next target. So if he switches out with with Luffy, Zoro will come in. But if he switches out with Zoro, of course, Sanji will take his place, in the order. Switch outs or switch out moves will always affect the next sideline character coming in. So Kuma, Akainu, and Blackbeard will work that way. So it's really good to when you're actually going up against your opponent to kind of plan, like, okay, I can bring in this next character and he has no choice but to fight me, because in this game, jump attacks aren't all safe, range attacks aren't all safe, or switch outs aren't all safe. So you have an opportunity to put your opponent in a bad spot. Okay, other than that, we got Akainu here. That's not Akainu. This is Akainu. So Akainu's switch out move is you're next. Now, also, I believe I have a character guide of Akainu and Kuma, so you want to look at more information on those characters, you can check those out in the character guide videos. So you're next, same thing as the Warriors Like to Go, will actually bring in the next person on hit. Now, the thing about this move, or you're next, it'll actually deal damage to the second person brought in, and it's also in Unity. So when you actually do the move, you can continue the move by doing a Unity on top of that. So that much damage you see right there, it's a successful snipe, because that's about 40%. So if your opponent is low on HP, they are dead if they get hit with a Unity Chain combo from this Akainu in like either one hit or something like that. And that's the first snipe we're going to talk about. So your next can be interrupted in your combo or third hit right there to get a successful snipe out. And it also can be rotated, so you do get the your next once. I believe you can get it again, but of course it won't become a Unity on the second hit. But you can actually switch out until you get to the last person. But you won't get that availability of the good Unity. Also, another thing about Akainu that should be mentioned is that another thing that makes this move an excellent sniper tool is that he can also use this move to bring in the next target and get a successful ultimate right afterwards, basically ending the other person's life. So it's not just a 40% that he's like stuck with. He can also do a good amount. Okay, that didn't quite work. It's how I used it. So I'll try it again. Making me look bad. Now let's do it. It might have been because it may have been. Hopefully it works. Why is it not working? That's weird. That's weird. I usually get that to work. I don't know. Okay. Well, maybe it's just me. Okay. So, but you usually can get that off. Maybe because I need to do this. We won't think about it too much. We won't think about it too much. Okay, so coming back here, let's go with Blackbeard. Now Blackbeard's that's not Blackbeard. Jeez, these switch outs. So Blackbeard has 2 switch out moves. His first one is Black Hole. Black Hole will bring in the next opponent. Now the thing about Black Hole, which is really cool, is that you saw how Sanji actually came into the battle. Now Sanji came in with like a jumping animation. Now you can't block in the air, so you can actually get a free hit once someone gets hit in Black Hole and actually comes out of it. Now also, so let's do this. Bring out Sanji. Okay, let's do this on Luffy now. Okay, yeah, there we go. And there's Luffy. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is his ultimate. Now his ultimate, and technically speaking, his Black Hole can be used as a snipe since they can't block when they're coming in, so you can use Black Hole in Liberation or something else and get them, but you have to do an action afterwards. So the person can possibly flash counter out of it, or possibly use a different move to kind of like protect themselves. So what his ultimate does is that it actually tags out every single one the person in front, the person in the first slot, and then it brings out the person in the second slot. And then of course the explosion in the end. So what's cool about this move is that it's possible to actually get a snipe on the third person if you can actually, well, technically you have to do it yourself, or possibly on the second person. More than likely you'll kill the second person than the third person, because the third person isn't really hit by anything except by the explosion, which they can easily block. Or the first person will take a majority of damage. But this ultimate is actually the weakest ultimate in the game, because it divides the damage between everybody else, but it allows you to get easy snipes on your opponent. Also, something else that should be mentioned is that since this move uses the darkness fruit, of course when you do come out, you're going to not have your ability for a while. Another good thing about this move is that it's actually very wide. It's a huge radius here, so we can actually look at this for a second. So we can check the ultimate if you actually use it as a punish. I believe in some games it's known as Black Star. A great punishing move. It does tremendous damage. See how Luffy got brought in, but he had no ability coming out. It's basically, if he did not have that third partner, Luffy will be brought in. I'm sorry, I apologize. Luffy will be brought in, but I do not believe he will actually be damaged. Let's do this again. Because I can't remember if you lose ability from being the third person. Okay. No, you do not. Okay. I just had to. Okay, well, the explosion does it. That's what I had to figure out, because I was like, I don't think that's how it works. But yeah, it just damages the people on the sidelines, and then you come out like that. So basically an excellent sniping tool. Now, your next works best when your opponent has two people, while this move right here works best when you have three people, while Kuma, of course, is a more isolating switch out, which works best when you have one person due to the fact it has an instant KO. So that's basically what sniping is in the game, and those are the two characters that can actually do it, while those are the three characters in the game who can actually switch out your opponent. This is a really very powerful tool in this game to utilize, because when a person is actually playing against these characters, they have to be really worried about, like, okay, now only two people left. Now if I have three people left, he has an ultimate, he can attack all of them, he can snipe this other person. Now they can always switch their characters out to change the order, but most people don't really think about that when they're being assaulted by these constant your next moves, and just like constantly bringing in a character they weren't ready for. Especially when you're trying to get a bad matchup in, like, hey, let me go ahead and knock him out. Because remember, when you get tagged out, you're gone for 10 seconds. So basically, if you have a counter pick to their team and one of them uses one of their switch out moves on you, it's not just a switch out, it's a block out. So while they're blocked out, you're going to be without that character that you really needed in this matchup, and they're just going to be happy about it. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching One Piece Burning Blood. Hope you enjoyed it and continue playing. Hopefully I'll see you guys at the August 1st, 2020 Battle for Peace tournament for One Piece Burning Blood. It's going to be hosted by myself, Silvokiji, Jester, and Rohawk. We're all going to be commentating and also participating in it. We got 12 people in total, include ourselves, as well as a good audience of people rooting for their favorite player and seeing who can actually triumph. Again, thanks for watching. See you next time, and enjoy playing One Piece Burning Blood.